what I would do, click on it, and I can make the lines. Let's go with this. There they are. So again, you're gonna make a rectangle, and I'm going along here. It's got to be 26 feet by 20 feet. All right, and then when I have it, I'm just gonna kind of place it, and it automatically has this kind of a dash view to it. This is the way I have it set up, and I don't think you have any problem. Hold the control key down to select more than one thing. If you need to select more than one line, you hold your control key down, and I'm just using my arrow keys. And I'm placing it like that, and because of the way it works right there, it'll pretty much put it exactly at the 1 foot increments, so I was able to put that in. So that's pretty much all you have to do to get that line in there. So you're putting that in. You'll notice there's a couple dimensions around the outside. So if I click on here, it's got some stuff in there that I don't want. So now we're just going to do this. We're just putting some regular dimensions. So I'm going to go to a line, and here, and here. And I've got that dimension there. And over here, and here. Let's see here. Okay, there you go. So you got 30 feet, and you've got 24 feet just using the dimensions. So we're good to go there. And then I just check it in 3D, make sure everything's looking okay. Yeah, looking good, looking good. All right, and so back to my footing. And so I've got 30 feet by 24 feet. I'm missing one last thing. What am I missing? The thickened edge slab. So that is under text. Again, this is annotation. I use the 2 segments, and I want to use 1/4 inch. So I change this to 1/4 inch. I'm going to go ahead and start my arrow here, and click here, and go over, and I'm going to say thickened edge slab. 12 inches by 24 inches. Okay, and that is how we go ahead and get that in there. So now that view is complete. So now the footing, the foundation is ready, level 1 is ready, the level 2 is ready. This is all looking pretty good right now. And by the way, if you want to get a little cooler view of this, you can go to realistic. It gives you kind of a nice view of this floor pattern right here. And you've got your stairs right now, which do not boast a really nice pattern, but you get the idea. Brings it on through, and then we can just go back to hidden line or something else. Okay, so that's what we got. So now that we've created these, there is one more thing that we have not looked at yet, but we're going to look at. So are there any questions on what we've done right here so far? A lot of it's review, a couple new things are thrown in. Any questions? Okay. One of the biggest things, though, is remember to check your dimensions as you're going along. That's one of the most important things. Turn to sheet A5. A5. Now, you may be asking yourself, okay, well, Revit's so cool. How can I get it to do this automatically? Well, here's the short answer. You don't. You got to draw a lot of this, okay? This is going back to AutoCAD type stuff. Annotations and details are very often going to be drawn in only a 2D fashion. That's the dirty secret about Revit. There is some 2D stuff that you do. That's the reality of it. So this is why knowing AutoCAD and then moving to Revit is actually a very good workflow. Because what we're going to do right now is going to be doing 2D drawing very much like you did with AutoCAD. Very much the same thing. So we want to get a starting point because the whole thought of AutoCAD is to avoid what? Doing work. Yes. The whole thought of using AutoCAD is avoid doing work, or more work than you should have to. And so I'm going to show you how to avoid work. And so what we want to do here is looking at the custom garage wall section A5. Well, that's a section, and we all know what a section is. A section is, we drew a section before, we drew a wall section, so we got an idea. So rather than, could we draw this from scratch? Yeah, I could go ahead and just start a brand new drawing and just draw this whole thing from scratch. Actually, you're going to use a section, but not the section box. You're going to use basically, and here's the thing. Remember when we were doing the plan in AutoCAD, we did floor plan 1. And remember we did floor plan 1, we did several things about it. We did floor plan 1, and then we did the elevation, and then we did the foundation, and then we did the wall section. And remember the wall section actually corresponded to the wall thicknesses and so forth that were on the foundation plan? That's exactly what we're going to do here. However, one of the things that we did not have the advantage of was to have a 3D model to give us a starting point. So we just had to start from scratch. We have the advantage of doing a 3D starting point now. So let's take a look at how this works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to level 1. I'm going to show you something really kind of cool here, because now this is where the payoff happens. Now I want to see this in a, I want to see a 3D version of this, okay? So I want to get basically a cutoff of how the wall peaks. Now I know that the wall, the roof we know goes in what direction? The roof we know goes, it peaks. There's a gable that starts on this side, goes up, and comes down here. There is no gable from this side. So since we want that gable, we have to choose a section that will actually give us that gable. Okay, so we actually ought to find that. So if it's going this way, we'd want to slice it this way, so we'd actually see it. So I'll show you what I mean by that. It's going to take a little bit of dinking around to get this. Every time I work with these, it's always a little bit like, how's that supposed to go? And so I want to make sure that I get this. So how do we do that? Well, here is where we're going to create what's called a view. So up here on architecture, structure, systems, insert. Actually, if you went through the book, there was a whole chapter on views. Okay, so what we're going to do here should not be new if you went through the book. If you didn't go through the book, this is all brand new. Welcome to views, okay? And this is how views work. You click on view, and you're going to notice that there is 3D view. Well, we already know that. We know how that works. Also, we know that we can thin our lines out, by using this tool if we need to. So here they're thinned out. Now they're thick. Okay, so sometimes you want thick lines, sometimes you don't. So going here to section. If I click on section or elevation, what these will do is they will give you an elevation view. You'll notice this right here, that marker right there should look familiar, okay, because it's right here. These are elevation markers, okay? And these elevation markers are saying, hey, if I'm standing here and looking in this direction, I'm going to see this. That's what an elevation marker does. A section does a similar thing. It creates a section. We actually cut through the building. So let's go ahead, we started it. Now let's see how we're going to do this. Let's see how we're going to do this. So if I want to cut this off, I could go a different way, a couple ways with it. If I start here and I go down, let me try that first way. Let me try it this way. And I think I can get a good, and you don't always need a whole lot of a section. Let me try it down here. I'm going to start here and then go down. I think I missed it. Okay, let me go here again. So let me go here to section, let me go here, and go straight down. Let me create elements of this one floor plan 1, you should be back in view. Okay, makes sense here. So you didn't like that. Let's go down there. Go back to this one more. And this section, let's see. Section. Okay, let's try it. Okay, then fields are visible for plan 1. You may, okay, there's why is I turn off the visibility. You guys have this too. If you have a VG, this is something I did to help you, but now it's hurting you. And so I'm going to go back here and I have to turn on what? Sections. There it is. So I'm going to hit apply, hit OK, and now all my sections that I drew are there. So that's what happens. It's like drawing on a frozen layer. Same kind of a thing in auto.